Vinton Automation. All right, let's bring in the robots, the remote robot. So we got Carl Bodecker from Vinton Automation here. Are you there? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're there. It's your
Just
show.
getting our image up on the screen.
I hope you guys are socially distancing.
We are.
Well, maybe you don't have, as long as you're vaccinated, I guess, these days. But,
We are as well.
all right, Carl, take it away.
Okay, everybody, thanks for coming out. I'd like to introduce you to the automation piece of Vinten, which is Vinton Robotics. Just a little primer, as you guys probably imagine, all of our workflow, we've been doing remote workflow for a long time, except the difference has been, let's say, the CNN network. CNN is hubbed, as you guys probably know, out of Atlanta. So Atlanta wants to be able to control robotics in New York, in Chicago, Dallas, and other places, right? So that's really our control system to our control system, which is like a peer-to-peer workflow. But in the last year, we've been asked to do some different things, more like we cannot get operators into our studios. So we need our operators from home to be able to control robotics, trigger shots from their home office location. So we worked with a couple of customers that had that requirement. We're going to give you a little run through of what we've done here. So what we did was we took our standard workflow and we just were able to set them up using VNC or RDP from their home office, gave them a couple of tricks on operation. So we've been doing this for about a year now with a lot of key customers. So just want to take you through the 3 series of robotics we hear, then we'll get into the controls. Hannah, do me a favor, keep me apprised of time. Okay. So this first unit here is our Vinten Vantage head. As you can see pictured, this is a small head. We'll handle a 10-pound capacity. Shown here is a Canon ME200 with a CN 70-200 lens, which we are serial driving, zoom and focus, and controlling the shading through length. So this particular head can hold like a Sony P50 and standard Canon Fujinon glass, which still gets us into that 9.5 pound capacity limit. So this unit and all of our units here are powered by AC and comms as Ethernet. So that's what makes doing anything remotely or anything else pretty easy to do. So moving up to the next unit. Hey, Aaron, could you go by controls for a minute? Sorry. Can you just pan this around? Thank you. So the next unit here takes a camera payload, adds elevation and a small prompter. So this is our FE55 with FHR 35 on top. Yes, it's a 35-pound capacity, which is going to add up to your typical box camera, E&G lens, and a full-size 15-inch prompter. So this can also be fitted up with our Epic series, which has a program display in the front, but that will give you full robotic control over pan, tilt, zoom, focus, and elevation. This is the cast wheel design. So as you want to, what people generally do is they may have multiple locations during their shoot. So they usually mark 2 wheels on the floor, wheel into position, lock the wheels down, and then they run their program shots, which we will be getting to. Last unit I want to go through is our large Studio XY PED. Aaron, would you mind panning this around too? Just so I can see from the side. Thank you. So as you can see here, standard E&G camera, E&G lens, full-size prompter, does have hand controls in the back. I can actually run this whole unit manually, which is a talk show segment that they really want to have an operator behind it. For the fluidity of the shot, you can actually put an operator behind this to run this in manual. I just wanted to go over to our controls here now. So right here, this is basically an expansion of our control system that Aaron's sitting back by. You'll see a bunch of shots on the screen, a couple different colors. Dark blue means it's a locked on shot. Light blue means it was a trim shot. And all these shots are be able to grab for trigger. So Aaron, can you grab one of the, let's say front center? Yep. And he hits fade. So now Hannah, if you look over at the pedestal, you'll see the pedestal moving into shot. And Aaron, just send one back, maybe, yeah, that one right there, perfect. Okay. So these are pre-programmed shots that have been stored by an operator. This is giving you X, Y, position, elevation, pan, tilt, zoom, focus, all framed around wherever the talent may be or wherever they want to see. So what I just want to go through with you here is, you'll see the sheet in my hand is a bunch of reflectors. So in this series head, we've adopted I'm sure some people have heard of the company Moses, and Moses makes a camera called Star Tracker. This is used in a lot of virtual installations. So what we've done is we've actually partnered with Moses to mount the Star Tracker camera into the top of our head. So that gives us true X, Y, Z position off the star cluster on the ceiling, which then goes into our shot recall. So wherever I move this pedestal, it's going to be within millimeters of accuracy. Aaron, do you think you can try to put up the VNC viewer?
Sure.
Okay.
For Ed Cloud?
No, just on the screen here.
Oh, you want to see the track?
Yeah. And then I'm going to.
On the other one, actually.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So I guess at this point too, Aaron has been running camera locally from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, yeah, so, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know.
No problem. So what's that showing on the screen? You could leave it minimized, Aaron. What that's showing on the screen, you see the stars that are getting red off the top of the camera. You see the accurate XY position. We just lost it.
Yeah, Ed's messing with us.
Okay. So that's what's getting red off the Star Tracker camera, and that is what the pedestal is navigating with. So now I'd like to actually have one of our colleagues, Ed Clouda. He's an engineer in New York. He's going to actually take control through VNC and do the same kind of shots we were triggering before. So as you see, Aaron's obviously been moved over, and this is all being done remotely now. So he's grabbed the shot, he's deploying it. Here's the pedestal. So as we're using VNC for this, obviously we can have simultaneous control here as well. So this has worked very well for the networks to give them home office control. And yeah, Hannah, if you just go up on the screen here for a second. What Ed's doing here, because your typical home office is not going to have a full-size joystick controller. So we do have something we call a virtual stick. So what that does is it pulls up a soft stick up on the screen and it gives you motion parameter controls over everything, X, Y, height, zoom focus, time fade, and pan tilt. So pretty much anything you can do in the studio, you can do in your home office now with this. So about to keep it short and sweet, I figured anybody might have some questions. Please fire away.
We got Evan Roberts is asking another question. Thank you, Evan, for contributing today. The shot-to-shot transitions have capability to pull focus manually.
Oh, yeah, well, at any time you're running a shot, you always have joystick or manual override. So if I have a parameter where I'm sending X, Y, Z, pan, tilt, zoom, focus, and I want to actually trim just pan or trim just zoom, I can do so during that shot.
And my question is, your traditional customers are the larger broadcasters. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So are you seeing the enterprise world adopting these traditional broadcast technologies? Are you seeing, the non-broadcast world stepping up to this level of technology?
Well, would you probably imagine, and I'm sure everybody's seen PTZs have sort of been swarming into the market. So they're sort of swarming up to a certain level. But then people that still want to be able to pick their choice of optic and things, they'll still go with your traditional robotics. And once you want to put something on a prompter and have the prompter be able to reposition itself, not just shoot inside a prompter, you still need a full-size robotic. So yeah, we have seen demand in the last couple of years from much smaller markets than we've ever been in before. These are, small Oklahoma studios that traditionally just would never go for full XY pedestal control.
And another question from Evan is, what are you guys doing in the sports world with large sports style lenses? Can you comment on that?
Yeah, good question. So this particular unit here is called an FH155. So 155 is the capacity of the unit. So we've done a number of installations where you're going to have your big sports lens, your AH27X with a Sony camera and maybe a sled on the back, which is either your typical studio camera at ESPN studios, or it could be a field camera. So we have not done, we've participated through ESPN, Fletcher, and there's a local company in New York called RoboVision. We've done robotics with them in the field for the last, let's say, 15, 20 years. This is usually done at racing, any kind of events that are viewed as dangerous. So you can actually put a large lens with a robotic head down on the third corner, and not have a body have to sit on that rail to get the shot.